friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Knowledge Academy. The main aim of this lecture is to discuss about the IES or ESE from 2017 to 2020 previous year general studies questions in a very detailed manner. And if you like the content of our channel, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon button. So whenever we upload a new video, the direct notifications comes to mobile. If any improvements needed in our lectures, then please do comment in the comment section. We will definitely include all those improvements in the coming lectures. So why do we waste more time? So let's get started. So now we are going to solve the first question. See the question here. If Lj is equal to the latest occurrence time for the event j and Ei is equal to the latest occurrence time for the event I, and Tij is called as the duration of the activity Ij. So what is the total float for activity Ij? We need to figure out. So what are the four options? Option B is the correct solution of this question. So let's discuss something. So let's solve this numerical. This question belongs to the project management. So this is the event I and this is the event j, and the between these two things is called as the activity. So therefore, if we do this activity, then we are going to complete this event A and also the event j. So therefore here this Ei and Li are defined for the event I, and Ej and Lj are defined for the event j, and this is Tij is nothing but it is a time duration in order to complete this event A. So therefore now here Ei is called as the earliest occurrence time for the event I, and Li is called as the latest occurrence time for the event I, and similarly Ej is called as the earliest occurrence time for the event j, and Lj is called as the latest occurrence time for the event j, and this Tij is called as the time duration of the activity. So therefore now we are going to discuss the 5 formulas which are regularly asked in any competitive examinations. So therefore SH is called as the slack of head, and similarly ST is called as the slack of tail, and TF is called as the total float, and FF is called as the free float, and IF is called as the independent float. So the easy way to remember these 3 things. So what is next and what is these things? So TFI is called as the Telugu film industry. So in this manner you have to remember first T, then F, and then I. Telugu, T means Telugu, F means film, and I means industry. So Telugu film industry. So you can easily remember. So total float, free float, and independent float. So now we are going to discuss these 5 formulas. Here slack of head is nothing but for this event head. So this circle is also called as a event head because arrow is here, and this is called as the tail event because the tail is for the arrow. So therefore this is called as the tail event, and this is called as a head event, or in another way we can also call it as a start event or the end event. So all these things also we can call. So therefore now if you see carefully, the slack of head is denoted by the symbol SH is equal to Lj minus Ej. It is nothing but the latest time occurrence for the event j minus earliest time occurrence for the event j, that is for the slack of head, and slack of tail is nothing but Li minus Ei. It is nothing but latest occurrence of the event time minus earliest occurrence time of the event time, and also TF. So easy way to remember, I already told you. TFI, Telugu film industry. So therefore total float, free float, and independent float. The formula for the total float is nothing but Lj minus Ei minus Tij. This is for the total float, and free float is nothing but here Ej minus Ei minus Tij, and similarly IF is called as the Ej minus Li minus Tij. So these are the 5 formulas which are regularly asked in the competitive examinations. So in this question they asked what is the total float. So total float means this is the formula. See, I am going to tell you what is the meaning of this slack head and slack tail is nothing but here. Suppose there is another event. Suppose let me take the event is some k. So in order to happen this event k, this event has to finish in this duration only. So therefore suppose this is 5 hours and this is 10 hours, means the event A has to finish in this duration 5 to 10 only. The minimum value is 5 and maximum value is 10. Suppose if it is exceeding this 10, means the total project time will change. So therefore critical path will also change. That is the reason you have to complete this event within the earliest time and the latest time, means you have to complete within the 5 to 10 only. That is the meaning of the slack of event, slack head, and this is called as a slack of tail. So what is the meaning of the slack of tail is nothing but same thing. Here this event has to happen here. This event has to, suppose this is some 6 hours and this is some 8 hours. So therefore here this event has to happen between this 6 hours to 8 years, means it has to start within this 6 to 8 hours, and this event has to finish within this 5 to 10 hours only. So here for the start, and here it is finished. So therefore this event has to start within this 6 to 8 hours, and here the event has to finish within the 5 to 10 hours only. Otherwise, if it exceeds or if it goes beyond this one, what is going to happen is the total critical path will change, and also the project duration will also change. That is the reason you have to complete your work within this 5 to 10, and also you have to start your work within this EI and LI. That is the true meaning of the slack of head and slack of tail. So these are the formulas. If you remember, compulsory one question will be asked from this concept. So now we are going to solve the second question. See the question here. The sum of squares of successive integers 8 to 16 both inclusive will be. So we need to find what is the sum of the squares from 8 square to 16 square. We need to figure out. So here out of the 4 options, option D 1, 3, 5, 6 is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So now we need to solve 8 square plus 9 square up to 16 square. What is the value? We need to figure out. So here before I solve this numerical, let me tell a small concept here. Say sum of n integers, sum of successive n integers is nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to sum of n is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. And similarly, sum of squares of n integers is nothing but here n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And similarly, sum of cube of successive integers, sum of n integers with cube is nothing but 1 cube plus 2 cube up to n cube is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. So with these basic formulas, we are going to solve this numerical. So what I am going to do is nothing but here 1 square, 2 square, 3 square up to 16 square. So is nothing but sum of n square is nothing but here n is 16. So therefore this formula, second formula I am going to use. So n is equal to 16, substitute here 16 into 16 plus 1 into 2 into 16 plus 1 by 6. This is the first equation. And similarly what I am going to take here 1 square plus 2 square up to 7 square. So therefore here the n is 7. So therefore substitute n is equal to 7. So 7 into 7 plus 1 into 2 into 7 plus 1 by 6. This is the second equation. And if you do the subtraction from 1 minus 2, then here from this 1 square to 16 square, and this is from 1 square to 7 square. So the common terms are 1 square to 7 square. This both going to get cancelled, and the remaining terms are nothing but 8 square to 16 square. So therefore this is the thing we need to figure out. So therefore now we are going to subtract these two values, 1 minus 2. So 16 into 16 plus 1 is 17. So 16 to the 32 plus 1, 33. So therefore 16 into 17 into 33 by 6 minus 7 into 8 into 15 by 6. So if you solve this one, we are going to get answer 1356. So therefore from 8 square, 9 square up to 16 square, the answer is 1356, and this is the correct solution of this question. So now we are going to solve the third question. See the question here. In a particular test, the marks scored by the 4 candidates A, B, C and D are as follows. So the marks scored by A and B add up to 100, and similarly the marks scored by the C and D add up to those scored by A, and similarly B scores 4 times that of D, and D scores 10 marks lesser than C. So now we need to find what is the marks obtained by the C. We need to figure out. So out of the 4 options, option D 25 marks are obtained by the person C. So let's solve this numerical. See, in this question now I am going to assume A is the number of marks scored by the person A, and B is the number of marks scored by the person B, and C is the number of marks scored by the person C, and D is the number of marks scored by the person D. So by using this we are going to solve this numerical. See, in the first equation they have told that here the marks scored by the person A and the person B, if they sum, it is nothing but it is equal to 100. It is given in the first one. And in the second case they are given that here the marks scored by the person D and the person D, if you do the summation, it is equal to the marks scored by the person A. It is the second equation. And similarly, the marks scored by the person B, it is 4 times the marks scored by the person D. So therefore, B is equal to 4D. This is the third equation. And similarly, the marks scored by the person D is 10 lesser than the marks scored by the C. So therefore, D is equal to C minus 10. This is the 4 equations. So we have 4 equations with 4 variables. The 4 variables are A, B, C, D. So we have 4 equations with 4 variables. So therefore, we can easily solve this numerical. In this question, they are asked what is the marks scored by the person C. So here, the second equation I am going to take here. C plus D is equal to A. So therefore, now what is the D? D is nothing but C minus 10. So in place of 10, I am going to replace D by C minus 10. So therefore, C plus D is nothing but C minus 10 is equal to A is nothing but here from first equation, A is equal to 100 minus B. So therefore, A is equal to 100 minus B. So now we are going to get C plus C is nothing but 2C. 2C minus 10 is equal to 100 minus. So B is nothing but 4 into D. So therefore, 4 into D. And similarly, same thing. 2C minus 10 is equal to 100 minus 4. But D is nothing but here C minus 10. So C minus 10. And if you see carefully, there is only one equation with only one unknown. The one unknown is nothing but C. And if you solve this equation, we are going to get C is equal to 25 marks. So therefore, the marks scored by the person C is the 25 marks. And this is the correct solution of this question, and let's do the more analysis in order to get what are the marks scored by the remaining people also. See here, D is equal to C minus 10. So C is nothing but 25. 25 minus 10 is equal to 15. So 15 marks are scored by the person D. And similarly B is equal to 4 into D. So 4 into 15 is nothing but 60. So therefore 60 marks scored by the person B. And similarly A is equal to C plus D. So therefore we know the value of C. C is nothing but 25 and D is 15. 25 plus 15 is nothing but 40. So therefore 40 is the marks scored by the person A. So now total summarize that 40 is the marks which are scored by the person A, and 60 is the marks which are scored by the person B, and 25 is the marks which is scored by the person C, and 15 is the marks which are scored by the person D. So therefore this is the all this extra analysis in order to get what are the marks scored by all the people. But in the question they asked what is the marks scored by the person C only. So therefore 25 is the correct solution of this question. So now we are going to solve the fourth question. See the question here. So what is the form of the function f of x for the following data? So they have given the x values. For x values they have also given the values f of x. So for this we need to find what is the function f of x which is going to satisfy. So for this x we need to find what is, for these values of x and f of x we need to find what is the function which is going to satisfy these values. So what are the four options? Option A, x square plus 2x plus 3 is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So for this x value and f of x value we need to find an equation f of x which is going to satisfy this all these points we need to see. So out of the four options, and if you do by substitution method, only option is going to satisfy. So therefore blindly we can say option is the correct solution of this question. See, you substitute, suppose if x is equal to 0, we are going to get here 3. So 3, and if you substitute 1, we are going to get 6 from this one. So therefore if you keep everything, only this is going to satisfy, but remaining all are not going to satisfy. So we can conclude that option is the correct solution of this question. This is a very shortcut to do. But now we are going to go for the standard procedure. Suppose in the mains examination if they ask this question, so how to solve this numerical in a standard form. So therefore now here, suppose there are n points. So with these n points, we can write an equation of the n minus 1 degree only. So therefore here with the n points we can write any equation of the order of n minus 1 degree. So n minus 1 nothing but the highest power of the polynomial f of x. So if you see here there are 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 points. So therefore there are total 4 points. 4 points means we can write the degree of 4 minus 1. 3 degree only. The highest power degree in a polynomial is only 3. So therefore f of x is equal to as cube plus bs square plus cx plus 2. The highest power of this polynomial is 3. So therefore now we need to find what is the value of the a, b, c, d based on these function values. So therefore, suppose when x is equal to 0, the output is means the f of x is equal to 3. So therefore, a into 0 cube, b into 0 square plus c into 0 plus d. So therefore, d is equal to 3. This is the thing we are going to get. And suppose for x is equal to 1, the f of x is 6. So therefore, substitute in place of x 1. The f of x is equal to 6. So therefore, a plus b plus c plus d is equal to 6. And similarly, when x is equal to 2, f of x is 11. So therefore, substitute in place of x 2, and it has to be equal to the 11. So therefore 2 cube 8, 2 square 4, 2 into c plus d is equal to 11. And similarly when x is equal to 3, the f of x value is 18. So in place of x substitute here 3 and f of x has to be 18. So therefore 27a plus 9b plus 3c plus d is equal to 18. So we know the value of d. So therefore now in place of d substitute 3. So therefore here a plus b plus c is equal to 6 minus 3 is nothing but 3. So therefore a plus b plus c is equal to 3. This is the first equation. And similarly here also substitute in place of d substitute 3. So therefore here I want only 8a plus 4b plus 2c is equal to 11 minus d. So 11 minus 3 is nothing but 8. This is second equation. And similarly 27 plus 9b plus 3c plus this d I am going to take it right side. So therefore 18 minus d. So 18 minus 3 is nothing but 15. So therefore these are the three equations. These three equations I need to find what are the three variables. So we have three equations with the three unknown variables which are a, b, c we need to figure out. So here a is equal to, by matrix method we are going to see, by determinant we are going to solve this numerical. So here first we need to find what is the this see coefficients. All these coefficients I have to take in the denominator 1, 1, 1, 8, 4, 2, 27, 9, 3. This is taken in the denominator. For each and everything we are going to take the same denominator. But upper part what we are going to take is here for the first this 1, 8, 27. This is replaced by the this first one 3, 8, 15. So 3, 8, 15. We are going to replace this first column by the 3, 8, 15. Remaining everything is same. And similarly for the second one b is nothing but we have to replace the second column. Replace the second column by this 3, 8, 15. So therefore here 3, 8, 15 and remaining things are same. And similarly here for the same c, this Suppose C means third column we have to replace. Third column we have to replace by 3, 8, 15, and remaining these two columns are same. So therefore two columns are same. And if you do in this manner, this is nothing but we are going to get 0, and this B is will be equal to 1, and C will be equal to 2. So therefore finally A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 2, and D is equal to 3. So substitute in this equation f of x is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. If you substitute those values, finally we are going to get f of x is equal to x square plus 2x plus 3, and this is the correct solution of this question. This is a very standard way, but in exam, in a prelims, you can easily solve by the substitution method. But actually if this question is given in the mains examination, means this is the way you need to solve this numerical. Let the eigenvector of the matrix is 1, 2, 0, 2 be written in the form of 1a and 1b. So what is the value of the a plus b? So the matrix, the question they are given the matrix and also the eigenvectors also they are given. So we need to find what is the value of the a plus b. We need to figure out. So what are the four options? Option B, half. A plus b is equal to half is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So this is the matrix. Matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 0, 2. For this matrix, they are given the eigenvectors 1, comma A and 1, comma B. So we need to find what is the value of the A plus B. We need to figure out. See here the basic function for this matrix is nothing but Ax is equal to lambda x. So if any x matrix, if it is going to satisfy this property, then we are going to say that matrix is said to be an eigenvector. So therefore Ax is equal to lambda x. So if any matrix X which is going to satisfy this property, then that matrix X is called as the eigenvector of the matrix A. So therefore here, now this I am going to take it here left side. So therefore x minus lambda x is equal to 0. See, lambda is nothing but it's a scalar quantity and x is a matrix. So therefore here, if you are taking x as a common, then we have to multiply with lambda by identity matrix. So therefore here a minus lambda into x is equal to 0. So this is the actual function. So for this function we are going to find what are the characteristic values and the eigenvectors. Means eigenvalues and the eigenvectors we need to figure out. In order to figure out the eigenvalues, we need to determine this modulus of this matrix a minus lambda is equal to 0. And if you find the determinant of this matrix, then we are going to get the eigenvalues. So a minus lambda is nothing but here 1 minus lambda 2, 0, 2 minus lambda is equal to 0. So if you find the determinant, so 1 minus lambda into 2 minus lambda is equal to 0. So therefore now here this lambda is equal to 1 and 2. So therefore this 1, 2 are said to be the eigenvalues of this matrix A. So now for this eigenvalues we have to find what are the eigenvectors. So therefore when lambda is equal to 1, so eigenvectors we are going to find from this relation. So therefore a minus lambda is nothing but 1 minus lambda 2, 0, 2 minus lambda. So in place of x is a matrix. So therefore now I am going to take here column matrix x1, x2, and this 0 is also a matrix. So therefore 0, 0. So therefore now in place of lambda I am going to substitute here 1. So therefore 1 minus 1, 0. So same 2, 0. 2 minus 1 is again 1. So x1, x2, 0, 0. So therefore now I am going to solve by the matrix multiplication. 0 into x1 it is 0. 2 into x2. So 2x2 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. And for second, 0 into x1, 0 plus 1 into x2. So x2 is equal to 0. So from these two equations, we can conclude that x2 is always 0. So from these two equations, we are going to get the same thing, which is x2 is equal to 0. So x1 can be any value. So therefore, the general eigenvector for this eigenvalue lambda is equal to 1 is nothing but x1 can take any value from minus infinity to plus infinity. It can take any value, but here x2 always has to be equal to 0. So therefore, we can conclude that in this case, if you see the eigenvectors are 1a and 1b. So the upper part is always 1. So here it can be any value. So out of this, only one value I am going to take here. So when x1 is equal to 1, but always the x2 has to be always equal to 0. So therefore now for lambda is equal to 2. So same thing, a minus lambda into x is equal to 0. So a minus lambda is nothing but 1 minus lambda 2, 0, 2 minus lambda. In place of x, it's a column matrix. So therefore x1, x2, and this is 0, 0. So therefore now in place of lambda substitute 2. So 1 minus 2 is nothing but minus 1, 2, 0, 2 minus 2, 0. So x1, x2, 0, 0. So now you do the matrix multiplication. So minus 1 into x1, so minus x1, 2 into x2 plus 2x2 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. And second equation is nothing but 0 into x1 is 0, 0 into x2 0. So into plus 0. So nothing is there. Second equation, you got anything. So therefore here x1 is equal to x2. So if you solve this one, x1 is equal to x2. See, if you see carefully, this is 1b. So therefore the upper part has to be always 1. So therefore we can conclude that here let x1 is equal to 1, then what will happen to the x2? So therefore x2 is equal to half. So x is nothing but x1, x2. So we know the value of x1, which is 1, and x2 is nothing but half. So therefore if you see carefully here, this is nothing but a is equal to 0 and b is equal to half. So we can conclude that a is equal to 0 and b is equal to half. So if you do the addition, a plus b is equal to half is the correct solution of this question. Now we are going to solve the sixth question. See the question here. So a total of 324 notes comprising of rupees 20 and rupees 50 denominations. So make a sum of 12450. So the number of 20 notes is, so in the question they are given a 324 notes which are comprising of rupees 20 notes and the 50 notes. So this total summation will be 12450. So we need to find what are the number of notes available in the 20. So how many 20 notes are available, we need to figure out. So what are the four options? Option C is the correct solution of this question, which is 125. So therefore now let us solve this numerical. So in this question let me assume that x is the number of notes of 20. So therefore x number of notes which are 20, and similarly y is the number of notes of 50, means y number of 50 notes are going to present in this one. So therefore the number of notes of 20 and the number of notes of 50, if they add together, it is nothing but 324. So means there are total 324 notes which are comprising of the x notes and the y notes. So x is nothing but 20 notes and the y is nothing but 50 notes. And second equation they are given that the total summation of this money, is nothing but 12450. The total summation is nothing but here 20 into x plus 50 into y. So therefore here 20 rupees into number of notes of x of 20 and 50 rupees into the number of notes of 50, which is 5. And if you do this one, this is called as the second equation. So now there are two equations with two unknowns, but in the question we need to find what are the number of notes of 20 we need to figure out, means only x value we need to figure out. And if you solve these two equations with two unknowns, then we are going to get x is equal to 125 notes and y is equal to 99 notes, means nothing but here there are total 125 notes of 20 are going to available and 99 number of notes of 50 rupees are going to available. So in the question they are asked only number of 20 notes is nothing but x value we need to figure out. Hence answer is 125 is the correct solution of this question. So now we are going to solve the seventh question. See the question here. The present ages of three brothers are in the proportion 3:4:5. So after 10 years the sum of their ages will be 78. So what are their ages now? So here there are three brothers. Their ages are in the ratio of 3:4:5. Their present ages are in the ratio 3:4:5. After 10 years, the total summation of this total ages of these three brothers is nothing but 78. So we need to find what are the ages right now we need to figure out. So what are the four options? Option A, 12, 16 and 20 is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. The present ages of these three brothers are in the ratio 3:4:5. So therefore the present ages of the present ages of these three brothers are nothing but 3x, 4x and 5x. So this is the present ages of these three brothers, which are the 3x, 4x and 5x. So also they are given that here after 10 years the brother ages will be, after 10 years their ages will be, so add plus 10 to the all these brother ages. So therefore 3x plus 10, 4x plus 10 and 5x plus 10. And in the question they also given that after 10 years summation of ages of all these three brothers will be equal to 78. So therefore we need to add this ages of these three brothers at this after 10 years we need to add, means these three we need to add here. So therefore 3x plus 10 plus 4x plus 10 plus 5x plus 10 is equal to 78. So we have only one equation with only one unknown. So if you solve this one we are going to get x is equal to 4. But we need to find what are the present ages. So present ages is nothing but 3x, 4x and 5x. So in place of x substitute the 4. So therefore 3 into 4 12, 4 into 4 16, 5 into 4 is 20. So therefore 12 years, 16 years and 20 years is the present ages of these three brothers. So we are going to solve the eighth question. See the question here. 5 men can paint a building in 20 days, 8 women can paint the same building in 25 days and 10 boys can paint it in 30 days. So if a team has 2 men, 6 women and 5 boys, how long will it take to paint the building? So in the question they also given that here 5 men can paint the building in 20 days and 8 women can paint the same building in 25 days and 10 boys can paint the same building in 30 days. So if there is a team of group of 2 men and 6 women and 5 boys, then how long they can paint this building? So what are the four options? Option D, 15 days is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So in the question they are given that there are 5 men can paint the building in 20 days and similarly 8 women can paint the same building in 25 days and similarly the 10 boys can paint the same building in 30 days. So we need to find what, see if there are 2 men and 6 women and 5 boys. So all these things are made a one team. So 2 men and 6 women and 5 boys are a team. Suppose if they paint the same building, in how many days they can paint this building, we need to figure out. So therefore here, suppose if 5 men can do the work in 20 days is nothing but, so 1 man can do in 20 into 5, it is nothing but 100 days. And similarly 8 women can paint the building in 25 days. So therefore 1 woman can paint the building in 25 into 8 is nothing but 200 days. And similarly 10 boys can paint the same building in 30 days. But 1 boy will paint the same building in 30 into 10 is nothing but 300 days. So therefore 1 man can paint the building in 100 days, 1 woman can paint the building in 200 days, and 1 boy can paint the building in 300 days. See, now I am going to assume the work. The work is nothing but here painting this building. So therefore here work is equal to LCM of all these three quantities I am going to take here, 100, 200 and 300. It is nothing but 600. So LCM of 100, 200 and 300 is nothing but 600. So therefore 600 units of work, 600 units of work, all these three people means the total work is nothing but 600 units of work has to be done. So therefore here rate of men is called as the means the rate of men is 1 man can in a day how much amount of work can do. So therefore the rate of men is nothing but only 1 man how much amount of work he can do in a one day. So therefore this is nothing but 600 units by the 100 days, because 1 man can do in 100 but total work is 600. So therefore 600 by 100 is nothing but 6. So therefore a 1 man can do 6 units of work in one day. And similarly I want to find what is the rate of the woman, means a single woman how much amount of work she can do in one day. So therefore 1 woman can do a work in 200 days and the total work is 600, means 600 by 200, it is nothing but 3 units, means 1 woman can do a work of 3 units in one day. And similarly I want to find what is the rate of a single boy, but a 1 boy can do a work in 300 days, the total work is 600 units. So therefore 600 by 300 is nothing but 2. So therefore a 1 boy means a 1 boy can do 2 units of work in a one day. So therefore we find the rate of men, rate of women and rate of boy. But there is a team of 2 men and 6 women and 5 boys. But we know the rate of this person men, women and boys. So therefore RM, RW and RB. So in a day I want to find how much work is done by this total team I want to find. So therefore the rate of men is 6. So therefore 2 into 6, and the rate of women is 3. So therefore 6 into 3, and rate of boy is 2. So therefore 5 into 2. So therefore 12, 18 and 10. Total if you add 40 units, means all this whole team can do a work of 40 units in one day. So therefore 40 units in one day this whole team can do. But we want total work is 600 units. So 600 units of work will be completed in X days. So therefore I want to find here, so divide these two quantities. 40 by 600 is equal to 1 by X. So if we solve this one, we are going to get X is equal to 15 days. So therefore we can conclude that in 15 days all this total team, 2 men and 6 women and 5 boys, if they all come in a one team, they can paint this building in 15 days. This is the standard way of solving this numerical. So now we are going to solve the 9th question. See the question here. 300 passengers are traveling in white, silver and black cars. Each of these cars is carrying 6, 5 and 3 passengers respectively. If the number of white and silver cars are equal, then and there is only one black car, so what is the total number of cars? So in this question there are total passengers in these 3 cars are 300. So 300 passengers, and there are 3 cars which are the white, silver and black. So therefore here each car means white car can carry a 6 passengers and silver car can carry a 5 passengers, and one black car can carry a 3 passengers. So in the question they also given the number of white cars and silver cars are equal, and there is only one black car. So we need to find what is the total number of cars which are present. So out of the 4 options, option D 55 is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. In the question they are given a 3 cars, which is the white car, silver car and black car. And similarly here in one white car the total passengers can sit in this one white car is 6 passengers, and in one silver car the number of passengers it can carry is 5, and also in one black car the number of passengers which can sit in this one black car is nothing but 3 passengers. And also in the question they are given the number of cars of white car and silver car are both equal. So let me assume there are X cars which are the white cars and similarly X cars which are the silver cars. In the question they also given there is only one black car, so one black car. So in the question they also given that the total passengers is nothing but 300. So therefore 6 into X, 5 into X and 3 into 1. It is nothing but here in one car there are 6 passengers. So therefore in X cars 6 into X, and similarly in one silver car there are 5 passengers. So in X silver cars the number of passengers are 5 into x, and similarly in one black car there are 3 passengers, but here only there is only one car, so therefore 1 into 3 is nothing but 3 passengers. So if you solve this equation, 11x is equal to 297, so therefore x is equal to 27, means here x is equal to 27, but we need to find what are the total number of cars which are available. So the total cars are x white cars, x silver cars, and 1 black car. So therefore x plus 1 is equal to x plus 1. In place of x substitute 27, so therefore 2 into 27 plus 1, it is nothing but 55. So now we are going to solve the last question of this lecture. Raju spends 40% of his salary on food and 20% on the house rent and 10% on the entertainment and 10% on the conveyance. So if his savings at the month end are 2000 rupees, then his monthly salary will be. So what are the 4 options? Option C, 10,000 rupees is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So let me assume x is the salary of the Raju. So in the question they are given that the 40% of his salary is going to spend on the food and 20% of his salary is going to spend on the house rent and the 10% of his salary is going to spend on the entertainment and the 10% of his salary is going to spend on the convenience. And similarly here, so therefore now end of the month the number of savings, the amount he is going to save is only 2000 rupees. So here this is 40, this is 20, 40 plus 20 60 and 70 80, totally this is 80%. Out of 100%, 80% is going to spend on all these activities and remaining 20% is going to spend on the, means he is going to save this money. So therefore only 20% out of 100%, 80% is going to spend on these activities and the 20% is going to spend on the savings, means he is going to save his money. So therefore 20% of his total salary is going to go for the savings. So therefore here 20% of savings means total 20% of the total salary is nothing but here x is equal to 2000 rupees. So therefore 20% of his total salary is going to save, means only 2000 rupees is going to save. So therefore if you solve this equation, we are going to get x is equal to 10,000. So therefore we can conclude that the salary of the Rajiv is nothing but 10,000. So out of this 40% is going to spend on the food, 20% is going to spend on the house rent and 10% is going to spend on the entertainment and 10% is going to spend on the convenience and the remaining 20% is going to save his money. So by this lecture we have successfully completed the 10 questions which are the previous year questions of the IES or ESE General Studies questions from the 2017 to 2020 in a very detailed manner. And if you like the content of our channel, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon button. So whenever you upload a new video, the direct notifications comes on mobile. If any improvements in our lectures, then please do comment in the comment section. We will definitely include all those improvements in the coming lectures. Thank you so much for watching this lecture. Keep smiling, take care and bye bye.